Hello, my people. Good day to you, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever time zone you're listening to this, thank you for tuning in every day to listen to me on Daily Mind Shift. My name is Michael Ujola for Mindset Transformation Africa. And on today's episode, I want us to talk about something that I believe will help us, and it's all about getting emotional grip, all right? Let me anchor today's episode on this statement. When we choose to be free from others' emotional grip, we gain the stability to contend with just about anyone's mood, no matter what the circumstances. When we choose to be free from others' emotional grip, we gain the stability to contend with just about anyone's mood, no matter what the circumstances. Let me just start with this question. How much of your peace today depends on how someone else feels? Let me ask you one more time. How much of your peace today depends on how someone else feels? Think about that. If your boss is moody, do you suddenly lose your balance? If your partner is upset, do you instantly sink? If a stranger lashes out at you on the road, does your whole day spiral out of control? Here's the truth that we often forget. When we allow ourselves to be controlled by the emotional grip of others, we hand them the keys to our peace, we hand them the keys to our stability. But when we choose freedom, all right, when we choose to step out of their grip, of their energy space, we suddenly discover an inner steadiness that lets us face anyone's mood. No matter what is happening around us, we are able to face anyone's mood. Why? Because we've chosen to step out of their grip. That is the focus of today's mind shift. See, what do I mean when I say emotional grip? It's that invisible hold people have on our mind. They have it on our heart when your well-being rises or falls with their emotional swings. If they are happy, you feel good. If they are angry, you feel unsafe. If they are silent, you start to doubt yourself. And if they are distant, for example, you start to panic. Do you understand me? That is emotional grip. All right? That is emotional grip. And it's important for you to understand it when I say emotional grip. All right? Let me first define that like you just heard me say. When someone suddenly feels off, do you understand? Immediately everything around you also feels off. If they are happy, you feel good. If they are angry, you feel unsafe. If they are silent, you start doubting yourself. That is emotional grip. And it is dangerous, all right? Because it makes your peace dependent on forces that are outside of your control. Do you understand me? It makes your peace dependent on things that you cannot control. See, the truth is, people's moods will always swing. Like yours, it will always shift. Circumstances will always change. And if your stability rests on something that is so unstable, you will forever be at the mercy of other people's storm. That is important for you to know. But there is a good news, and here it is. Freedom is a choice. All right, that is the power of emotional independence is a choice that you can make. You can choose not to live under the weather forecast of other people's moods. You can choose to establish your own emotional climate. All right, you can walk into a room full of tension and carry calm and carry peace. You can face hostility and still respond with grace. And that is not denial. Okay, don't mistake that. That is not denial. It is discipline. It is not being indifferent to what they did. It is being anchored on your own rudder. You are anchored on your own emotional independence. Emotional independence doesn't mean you don't care. You care deeply, but it means you don't collapse. It means you love without losing yourself. It means you can empathize without absorbing every storm that is thrown your way. See, life will test you. Life will definitely test you. You will encounter bosses who snap for no reason. You will encounter family members who unload frustration on you. You will encounter friends who misrepresent your silence. Customers who project their stress onto you. The question is not whether they will have moods. The question is, will you let their moods Have you? Imagine being so anchored that you can say, I see their anger, but I won't mirror it. You say, I hear their silence, but I won't invent stories about it. You say, I feel their tension, but I won't let it hijack my peace. That is stability. And once you gain that, once you gain it, you are no longer tossed around by other people's waves. You can face just about anyone, no matter the circumstances, no matter where you are, no matter what you face, you can face just about anyone. And how do you now break free from emotional grip? All right, let me just share some practical steps that will help you loosen this invisible hold. Number one, recognize the trigger. The first step to freedom is awareness. Pay attention to the people or situations that instantly shift your mood. Who makes you anxious with just a glance? Who makes you doubt yourself with their silence? You need to recognize it, because you cannot break free from what you don't acknowledge. You can't. So recognize this, the trigger. Redefine the responsibility. That's another practical step. Redefine responsibility. Their emotions are their own. Your emotions are yours. The moment you stop feeling responsible for fixing everyone else's mood, you step into freedom. You can now care without carrying the burden or the responsibility of their emotions. Do you understand me? Their emotions are there. So you redefine what you are responsible for. Then you establish your inner anchor. Ground yourself every single day through prayer, through reflection, through journaling, through gratitude, through meditation. Ground yourself. Anchor yourself in something that is stronger than moods. Anchor yourself in something that is greater than whatever moods anybody is feeling, because moods will come and go. They are fleeting, but principles are steady, and that is what I want you to. That is what I'm presenting to you as your inner anchor. Be guided by principles. Also, you need to practice emotional detachment. See, this doesn't mean coldness. It doesn't mean you are cold. It's not that. It means you are creating healthy space. Healthy space between their own storm and your own spirit. It's like an umbrella in the rain. You acknowledge that there is rain falling, but you don't let it soak you. That is how you practice emotional detachment. You are not cold. You are creating healthy boundaries. You are creating healthy space between their own emotional grip, their storm, and your own spirit. And finally, you respond. You don't just react, you respond. Reaction is instant. It's like gasoline to fire. It's instant. Response, on the other hand, is thoughtful. It keeps you in control. Do you understand me? When you pause, when you breathe, when you choose your response, you've already broken their ego. And that is very important. You've already broken their ego. So those are the practical steps that I want you to go with today. Recognize the trigger, redefine the responsibility, establish your inner anchor, practice emotional detachment, and respond. Don't react. Do you understand me? See, here's the irony. When you free yourself from other people's emotional grip, you don't just bless yourself, you bless them too. Because when someone is drowning in their own emotions, the last thing they need is for you to drown with them. What they need is stability, a steady hand, a calm presence, a reminder that peace is possible. Your freedom can become their lifeline. Your stability can become their mirror. Your calm can become contagious. So don't think of it as selfish to detach. No, think of it as service. Think of it as service. See, there is a difference between empathy and absorption. All right. Empathy says, I feel with you. Absorption says, I become you. One allows you to walk with people through their valley. The other drags you into the valley with no strength left to guide them out. Healthy empathy has boundaries. Do you understand me? It says, I will care deeply for you, but I won't collapse completely into you. And that is very important. So here's the mind shift I want you to carry into your day. You are not responsible for everyone else's weather. You are responsible for your own climate. So choose freedom today. Choose peace today. Choose stability. When you do, you won't just protect your own heart. You'll be able to face just about anyone in any circumstance and still remain whole. Freedom from emotional grip doesn't mean isolation. It means insulation. You are still present, still loving, still engaged, but you are wrapped in a stability that no storm can easily penetrate. I will talk